Hey, how's it going guys? So I'm back again with another tech tutorial for the Verizon Note 3. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to upgrade to the latest and greatest Lollipop while keeping your root. Now the only way you can do this is if you're on 4.4.2, NC2, NC4, MJE, doesn't matter, and you have your root still. So hopefully you've been patient enough and you've taken my warnings and you've just kept calm and stayed there. You will be able now to update to Lollipop and also keep root on your phone. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm excited to tell you about in the future, so we'll keep that till the end of the video. So what I recommend, here's some precautions. First, watch the video through all the way and do that multiple times. You want to make sure that you got this process down, you got it memorized so nothing goes wrong and you just cleanly install this. So also make backups of your phone. Make backups of your contacts, your pictures, your videos, all of that. Make backups. I'm not going to be responsible for you losing any data. No one's responsible for data except for yourself. So make sure you back up your own data. And then also watch the video through all the way. I'm going to keep stressing this just so you know, because you have to make sure you know this whole process. It's kind of tricky at points. You want to make sure you know how to put your phone into download mode and how to put your phone into the system recovery. So not safe strap, but just the stock recovery. And I'll show you that in the video and you should learn that. Next thing, you want to gather all the files. I will put the links to any of the things you need in the description down below. The main one's going to be the Jasmine ROM version 5.0 install files. There's going to be a little button towards the bottom of the web page that you have to click to view those files, and then you can download them there. And then also you will see that the MD5s are there as well, and that will make sense to you when you watch the video. So make sure you verify your MD5s. Next thing you want to do is watch the video all the way through. Alright, watch this video all the way through multiple times if you have to until you get the system down. Alright, so enough of that. This will give your Verizon Note 3 the 5.0 Lollipop officially. So you're actually going to be flashing a partial firmware to your phone that will take you from 4.4.2 over to 5.0. So there's no going back. If something messes up, hopefully it doesn't because you watched the video through 4 times, right? If something messes up, the only thing you can do then is flash the Lollipop firmware onto your phone. That means you'll lose your root until the foreseeable future, until someone releases root for Lollipop. So you're out of luck if you mess up, honestly. And for everyone asking about the 4.4.4 root, like I said in my previous video, that is done and gone. We expected 4.4.4 to come out before Lollipop, and it just jumped the gun. We're at Lollipop now. So if you're on 4.4.4 unrooted, because there's no root for 4.4.4, you're out of luck. And if you updated to Lollipop at some point, you're out of luck as well. Like I said, this is only for 4.4.2 rooted devices. So obviously this will keep root if you do it properly coming from 4.4.2, and you will have no problems there. And after all of this, we're also going to be able to do a multi-system, and I'll tell you more about that at the end of this video. Let's go ahead and get started with this process. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug in our phone to our computer with the USB cable. Make sure it's on a USB 2.0 port and not a USB 3.0, and that's just for Odin's compatibility. You want to make sure that all the data transfers properly when using Odin. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock the phone, and then I'll make my way over to the Connect as a Media Device. Make sure that MTP, the media device, is selected so we can transfer those files properly to our internal storage. Now I'm going to make my way over to the storage in my phone and then go ahead and go all the way to the bottom, and as you'll see, it says it wants me to insert an SD card. So my SD card is out of my phone right now, which is one of the steps you have to take. So here's my SD card, it's out of my phone, so make sure yours is out of your phone as well. We're going to be copying the Jasmine ROM to the internal storage of our phone. So that should be the only storage available on your phone. Alright, once on our computer, we want to make sure we have the Jasmine ROM file downloaded. It's a compressed file, and we want to put it on the root of our internal storage for our phone. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag that over to the root of the phone storage. I'm going to let that copy over for a minute. So we also have two files. We have a zip file for the partial firmware, which is Lollipop. Want to make sure we open that up and extract that to a folder. I just put it in my download folder. So now we have an MD5 file that was extracted from that 7-zip file, and that's the partial firmware we will flash with Odin. And so we'll go ahead and leave that there for now, and make sure you know where that's at, because we're going to use it in a minute, and we're going to wait for this to copy. Alright, once that file is copied to our phone, we want to download this MD5 checker. You could get it from the Play Store, and then we're going to go ahead and find that file. This is the SD card I'm in, but when you open up this app, you should be on root. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the root and find the SD card folder, and that's internal SD card. Go ahead and select that, make your way all the way to the bottom if you put it on root, which you should have, and select the zip. And you'll see file selected pops up. Just hit the select button and it will start calculating the checksum and verify that that checksum will match with the one that was given to you on the forum post, and just make sure they match. And this will take about 5 minutes. It does take quite a while, so just give it a bit. Alright, so it has finished calculating the checksum, and you want to make sure that all these numbers here match up with the one on the website. So go through it, double, triple, quadruple check that that is correct, so nothing is corrupt and nothing messes up when we're flashing this zip file. Alright, so now that we have checked that the MD5 is correct, go ahead and restart your phone and go to reboot. I have an extended power button menu, so just normally reboot your phone. It might look different than mine. And then we're going to catch the recovery button here on the bottom left to go into SafeStrap recovery. So if you've been using SafeStrap, you're familiar with it. But go ahead and go into recovery. And this will take a little bit. It will stay on a black screen for a minute. And then we want to go to the boot options menu. And we want to go through every one of these ROM slots and make sure it says create ROM slot. That means it's empty and unused. Check every one for that. If it for some reason doesn't say create ROM slot, go ahead and delete it and make sure it does say it. We don't want any of those ROM slots open. And next, go to stock ROM. Make sure it says currently active. So that's good. If not, make it the active ROM slot. Also at the top it says ROM slot is stock. So that just verifies it. Next, what we want to do is go to wipe. So go ahead and select wipe, go to advanced wipe. And we want to select system, cache, data, skip micro SD, and go to Dalvik. So system, cache, data, Dalvik cache. And then next we want to do a swipe to wipe, and that will go ahead and wipe all of these partitions. So go ahead and do that. This should be really quick. And done. So let's go ahead and go back to the main menu. Go home. Alright, and next we want to install the Jasmine ROM zip. So go to install, top right, and then go all the way down to the bottom. This should be on your SD card. Go to zip, and then confirm to flash. And then go ahead and unplug the phone just in case. I'm playing it safe. Alright, so now that the cable is unplugged, we want to go to swipe to confirm flash. I only do that because I just want to make sure that since it's connected to the computer, it doesn't mess anything up. So I just unplug it just to play it safe. And so this is going to take quite a while. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up. Alright, so it has finished. And we want to go ahead and hit reboot system. But before we do that, we want to hit a button combo to put us into download mode for the next step. So that's a reboot system button. Let me show you the button combo real quick. Okay, so the button combo is going to be the home button, the volume down button, and then while holding these buttons, go ahead and hit reboot, and it'll put you into download, and then just hit the volume up to go into download. And if for some reason it messes up, go ahead and pull the battery and put it back in and close it up, and then do the button combination. Okay, so the button combo is going to be the home button, the volume down button, and the power button. And you just want to hit the home button and the volume down, and then hit the power button until you feel it vibrate, and it'll put you into download, and then just hit the volume up to go into download. You also want to make sure that the USB cable is hooked up to your phone and to your computer via a USB 2.0 port, not 3.0. Odin is most compatible with USB 2.0, so make sure that it is in the correct USB 2.0 port. Now on the computer, you want to make sure that it pops up in the COM port here in Odin. Alright, now you want to make sure that the MD5 file is in the AP button section, not your 7-zip file, but your MD5 file, the one you extracted. Hit that AP button and locate it and put it in there. And then on the left, you'll see the messages will say it has added. Want to make sure that is all good. So once that's all good, you want to go ahead and hit start. And this will go ahead and flash that partial firmware, that partial Lollipop firmware to your phone, and it will replace your current KitKat. There's no going back now. But no worries, that Jasmine ROM that we just flashed will keep you rooted. And you'll see a progress bar on your phone as well while this is going. Just let it do its thing. Make sure we hit the home button and the volume up button when this is done. You have to pick it up real quick and hit the home button and volume up, and this will put us into a stock recovery boot menu. Alright, so once we're in here, we gotta wipe the data and factory reset. So with the volume down, go ahead and go to wipe data and factory reset. If you pass it, just use volume up. Alright, now once you're on wipe data / factory reset, hit the power button, and this will bring you to this menu, and then just go down with the volume down button to yes, delete all user data, and hit the power button to select, and it will go ahead and wipe the data. This shouldn't take long at all. Alright, so once it's completed, it'll hit you back to the main menu, and then we want to select reboot system now and hit the power button to select that, and that will reboot your phone. But before you do that, just make sure you unplug the USB cable just to avoid any conflictions, just playing it safe. Now here's where it gets super scary. Your phone will be stuck on that screen for a couple minutes. As you saw, it did a quick little reboot. It even vibrated and everything. So just leave it alone. Don't touch it. It's just finishing up all its file updating and whatnot. So just set it down and let it go. This could take up to, I believe it took 2 to 3 minutes for this to go by, and then on the Verizon screen it was stuck for another 4 minutes. So your heart's going to be beating. You're going to be scared that it messed up or anything, but just let it go. Don't pull out the battery or anything, just let it do its thing. Alright, so almost dying, finally made it to the Samsung boot screen and the Verizon screen. It does look orange, but it's because it's super bright on the phone, and but this is good. We're progressing. Also, pay attention to the blue light at the top. It's going to be pulsating, as you see right there. Just pay attention to that. That's just showing you it's active, it's going, and just keep an eye on that one too. Alright, so at the end of the 4 minutes or so, you'll see that the screen decreases in brightness and your back and menu buttons light up. So it's still going, it's still doing its thing, there's progress. And then shortly after this, you'll see that it will get to the setup wizard, and the blue light has left as well. And there we are at the setup wizard. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed through this and show you any cool features that pop up. So I came across this new feature I've never seen. I guess it's new to Lollipop, where you can tap and go. So you can tap another device to your phone that already has a Google account and transfer all your stuff, so you don't have to deal with passwords and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. I went ahead and tried it with my Nexus 9 tablet, and it didn't work. After trying it over and over again, up to the third time, I just decided to stop and continue on normally with the regular Google setup. Alright, so after I put in all my information, it's going to go ahead and go to the next page, which will allow me to select all my apps and data. And I went ahead and hooked up my Wi-Fi as well, because this is going to take quite a bit of data to download all this information and all the apps. And it actually allows you to go ahead and select which ones you want and which ones you don't, and apps, that is. But I found that it really didn't work. I deselected some apps, but it went ahead and downloaded them anyways, so it is what it is. Just make sure that you do not download Wantum Exposed or Exposed Installer, which I doubt Exposed Installer is on there. But just in case you don't want to use those two apps, it could ruin the whole thing. Alright, so here we are, normal boring part. It's restoring. It's going to go ahead and do its thing. I'm just going to speed through this whole thing, let it be, let it sit there. Alright, once it's all said and done, it bombards you with a whole bunch of how-tos, telling you how to use the multi-window, how to do all these gestures and such. So I went ahead and did a quick read on them. You could go ahead and read it thoroughly, but I just went ahead and just skimmed through it. And you get the sidebar popping up there, and it allows you to select what kind of home you want. So I just selected TouchWiz, and I'll mess with any other homes later. And then go ahead and select the Do Not Show again for the My Magazine, and then hit OK. And there we are. It also asks for a whole bunch of permissions and security setup, typical setup stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and go into settings, about phone, and as you can see, we're on Android version 5.0. You can see the baseband has changed, the kernel, the build number, the Knox version. It's all different now from before. It's Lollipop. That's what it is. You can see my model number there. It's SM900V. And then go ahead into the Lollipop Easter egg here. Change the color of the lollipop, and then if you hold down on the lollipop, you'll actually activate an Android Flappy Bird. And last but not least, let's go ahead and do a root checker. Went ahead and downloaded it. Here I am opening it. Go ahead and go to OK, and then verify root. And here's Super SU. So go ahead and grant that, and there we go. We have root access. You can see it's a SM900V on Android version 5.0. Alright, so we're done. Your Verizon Note 3 now has the 5.0 firmware, and you are on Lollipop. So what you want to do now is you want to play it safe. You do not want to go and customize it or anything. Just leave it stock. I know you want to start debloating and start removing things to make it a little bit quicker or customize it more, but just hold off on that until multi-system comes out. The reason I say this is because you could do something that could potentially damage your stock firmware that you have installed on it, and it could corrupt it, leading you to have to install or flash really the 5.0 update to your phone, and you will lose root. So to play it safe, just leave it stock. Multi-system is coming out very soon now, and it will even come out with an update to Lollipop at 5.0.1. So it's really exciting news. Just play it safe, follow the forum posts, do a lot of reading, don't do any customizing. Alright guys, that's it for now. I'll see you on the next one.